Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to a very special edition of PHLY Flyers. My name's Bill Matz. I'm your Director of Fun and Games. We are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Bernie Parent. That's right, Flyers legendary goaltender, back-to-back Vezina Trophy winner, back-to-back Conn Smythe winner, en route to back-to-back Stanley Cups in 74-75. It is the 40th anniversary of Bernie Parent entering the Hockey Hall of Fame. And today, the legend, the member of the Flyers Mount Rushmore, the greatest goalie in franchise history, joins us for an interview commemorating his introduction into the Hall of Fame. If you're wondering, oh, okay, well, where is he? You're introing him. Well, one of us is 36 years old, and one of us is 80. You'll never guess which one of us had technical issues. It was me. So you missed the first question of this interview. Just asked him if it feels like it's been 40 years. There's still 11, 12 minutes of this thing for you to enjoy. So I hope you do, and don't hold it against me that I'm an imbecile. Here is my interview with the one and only legendary Bernie Parent. Initially drafted by the Flyers in the expansion draft from Boston. You end up being traded to Toronto. Next thing you know, you're in the WHA. What made you want to come back to the Flyers?
The National Hockey League, for example, you're always performing in front of 16, 18, 20,000 people in a sense. And the World Hockey League, which was very beneficial to a lot of guys, and a lot of players. You played most of the games around 500 to 1,000 people. And I miss the National Hockey League. I really did. And then when I came back, you had to go back. No, you have to. Have to go back to your original team, which they at the time was I believe it was Toronto at the time. I was playing for Toronto. But I want to say one thing about my 2 years in Toronto, which changed my whole career, as a matter of fact. I ended up, when I left Philly, and was driving to Toronto, I had tears in my eyes. It was difficult to deal with that situation. Then when I got to Toronto, I realized I was going to split duties with my idol when I was in Montreal, Jacques Plante, right? And Plante was in my Plante was the best goalie ever played, And so I asked him one day, I said, would you mind to help me? And I watched you play for a lot of years, and if you could share a few things with me, I would really appreciate this. And I did. I spent 2 years in Toronto, and I learned so much from him. It's incredible. Then I went to the World Hockey League, right? And then that's when I came back just for 3/4 of the season, and that's when I came back for ended up with I got traded to the Flyers, And when I got traded, it was just at the right time. The team was ready to perform, and we won the 2 Stanley Cups. That was awesome.
And that's really when you become Bernie Parent, Flyers legend, hockey legend, Hall of Famer. You last played for the Flyers organization in February of 79, but it feels like you've never not been a Philadelphia Flyer. My whole life, if you were to say Bernie Parent, I would say Philadelphia Flyer. Which title do you identify with more? Hall of Famer or Flyer?
I have to say I'm very grateful that I played National Hockey League, and even more grateful how my career has developed, And I want to share this with people briefly, that, sometimes it's scary, but it's great to say yes to life. Okay, I could have stayed with one of those things I mentioned, the World Hockey League or Toronto, and but I chose to experiment, to go further, and that's how I ended up with the Flyers again. And little did I know that the team was I love the National Hockey League, and the team was ready to perform. Great players, great coach, great coach, and great GM, and the crowd was just incredible. And that's what helps you to play better all the time.
How have you seen the Flyers change over the years? You know, you have the privilege of being taken in the expansion draft, so you see them right at the beginning, and you've been identified as a Flyer ever since. How have they changed over the years?
Well, yeah, things have changed, a little bit, and they had their good. They came close to win the Stanley Cup too a few times. With when Hexall was in goal. Great goalie, and it's just a what I'm trying to share with people is you got to think about what you want to do, and then you have to say yes to life. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Say yes, and when you say yes, with a good, positive attitude, beautiful things happen, and that's what happened with the Flyers.
I never got to meet Ed Snider. I'm sure that you got to have a long relationship with him. Can you sum up the man who brought the Flyers to Philly for us in some way? Like what really describes Ed Snider?
Yeah, Ed Snider was a great individual. And then his mind was focused on the future, doing different things. And when think about this, it's funny too that when he got involved with the Flyers, Ed Snider didn't have the money to move on by himself. So he ended up with 4 or 5 investors, and told them that with time he would give the money back and some and even more. And that's how we ended up. At the beginning of the of his career as an owner of the team. But he was a smart individual. Ended up with Keith Allen, as a great manager, and he ended up with, and then they ended up with Fred Shero as a coach, and finally Snider was able to pay all those guys back the money that they had to put down for to get the hockey team in Philly. And then he took off from there, and great individual. And every day I have his picture holding the Stanley Cup. That's Snider holding the Stanley Cup. And I give him a kiss in the Stanley Cup every morning and thank him to have given us the opportunity to make it happen.
That's absolutely beautiful, Bernie. Changing gears a little bit here. I know that you had the opportunity to get to know the Gaudreaus family over the years, and now with Johnny and Matt's passing, it's just been horrible. It's been very hard for the entire hockey community, certainly locally, where the whole family had so much influence. What do you want to remember about the Gaudreaus boys and their family?
Well, they're great players, great people, caring people, and you know what? It was just when it happened, when I got the news, it's just terrible. And my wife and I went to his their viewing, and it was a very sad time. And there are things in life sometimes that happens and you don't understand, but for me is I've learned to bypass that and concentrate on spending time and meeting those individuals and be grateful I was part of their life at that time.
That's excellent, Bernie. Just because I want to maybe end on a little bit lighter of a note here, can you tell us one story from the WHA? Just something crazy. We have all heard, people my age have heard the legend of the WHA, but maybe never got to see it up close. We've heard it was like the Wild West. What was it like playing in the WHA?
Well, WHA was had a lot of good players, and it was the league was open. What I mean is on the ice, it was a different style, and but there were a lot of players hadn't played with the other guys, ever. So it was a beginning. Even if you're a 30-year-old guy, it was a beginning of a new career. So it was, it was difficult. But when I look back at those, what is it, a year and a half? I think I played a year, with the Blazers. It was a great experience, and somehow I tried to find the reason why I moved back to the National Hockey League, and I think really one of the reasons was we played. The only thing was missing with the World Hockey League is the crowd. National Hockey League, you're used to playing in front of 18, 20,000 people. Well, it makes a big difference as a player. It gets you going. Here, we played in front of 500 people. And after a while, I was grateful to have been part of the league. But at the same time, I wanted to go back National Hockey League and play in goal, perform in front of 18, 20,000 people.
Thank you, Bernie. I just got to know one more thing. It's 40 years since you got in the Hall of Fame. It will be 50 years, barring what some might consider a miracle, since the Flyers' last Stanley Cup. Yeah. I know you root for the team and everything, but do you kind of feel pride that, I did, like, your team, but you were the one who was able to deliver it, and they've been kind of searching for that ever since?
Well, I could listen to you all day, but they, it was a great time. Keith Allen, Ed Snider put the right team together with the right players, right defense forward, and I have to admit the right goalie. But getting aside, it was, Ed Snider surrounded himself because I want to share this with people. You never succeed on your own in life. You always succeed as a team. Doesn't matter if it's sports or anything else. You have to be part of a good team to succeed in life. And then we became successful because of the players on the ice, coaching, management, Ed Snider, and the beautiful crowd in Philly.
Oh. Thank you so much for doing this, Bernie. I really appreciate it, and congratulations on 40 years in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you. And well, hopefully I'll see you again the next 40 years. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Love you, partner. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
We all silly like the mayor.